accomplish that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a white like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness in Mississippi studios on a FAFO Friday right here in Mississippi. Glad to be here. We are, of course, blasting across the airways in central Mississippi on the 50,000 watt blowtorch that I like to call 103.9 FM WYAB. We are also on the Mazda of Jackson live stream this morning over at Save JXN. You can catch that on X, YouTube, and Rumble. And it's also on the backup YouTube channel at Clay Edwards Show. Be sure to hit the like button if you're tuning in. I would love to get to 50 likes on this Friday. That's when the algorithm starts recommending these videos to other people. Makes a big difference and doesn't cost you a penny. So wherever you're watching it at, man, just hit that like button for your boy. We got a special guest here in the studio with me this morning. Thought we would do something a little fun this first hour. Every second of the show today, we'll have a guest. First hour, we got Chip Matthews in here, going to sit in with me this hour.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Second hour, first half of it, we're going to have Sean Yurkaran tap in via video conference, and we're going to be discussing the legalities of the Trinidad Chambliss hearing, where he did get his waiver to continue playing for Ole Miss. Even as a State fan, I was pulling for that because it was the right call.
Yes.
You know, it sets precedence. So I want to talk to Sean about that, how the NCAA got up and walked out of the courtroom before the verdict came down, and how does that affect their potential appeal of this. I thought Sean's an Ole Miss grad. He's a college football fan, very smart guy, an attorney. So he covered every aspect that I wanted to hit on this thing. So we're going to have Sean in at 8 o'clock. About 8:35, we're going to have Fred Shanks for our weekly Under the Dome segment, where I'm sure we will discuss the Chip, what's the thing?
HB2?
The ballot initiative.
Ballot initiative, which is dead
down.
now.
Yeah. Fred, let me know. We'll see. We got a lot to talk about Under the Dome this week, so should be a good action-packed show for everybody. But I had a request the other day. Well, first, let me do a little house cleaning here. If you want to text into the show this morning, and you're going to want to text into the show this morning, I know you do. The Ellis Autoplex text line is 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson live stream, we did that. That's at Save JXN. You can comment there. And the phone line is 601-879-0002 if you would like to, phone into the show.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we had a request on the Ellis Autoplex text line a few weeks ago. Somebody said, Clay, I would love to hear you and Chip do something maybe on a Friday where y'all talk about old Jackson bar and restaurant history.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, you know what? I can actually make that happen.
Okay.
We have the technology to do that. And I didn't know when I wanted to do it, because a lot of stuff I do is kind of by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
You know, I do my show prep at night. Well, last night I didn't get to do any show prep because we're getting to get home to almost midnight. And it was like, sleep or show prep. Surely I can wing it a show every now and then.
So why were you out last night?
So we went to Crochelle's.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday night I had this grand idea that I wanted. I didn't care how long I had to wait, and I wasn't going to try to do it Friday or Saturday because of Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
But I hit up the lady friend. I hit up my brother-in-law and sister, and I was like, do y'all want to go Thursday night, grab dinner, at Chriselle's. One last hurrah. It kicked off their grand closing weekend. If you don't know, Mr. Bob Chriselle passed away a few months back. The family could have just shut it down, but they said, you know what? We owe it to our staff, we owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to the city to give everybody one last, longtime customers, to give everybody kind of one last chance to come experience Chriselle's. And man, was it not worth it? Now, it was a wait. I'm just telling y'all, if you're going, I just want to give you a heads up. I highly encourage, they're not a sponsor or nothing. This is just me being a Jacksonian. I highly encourage y'all go if you're able to do it. I think they open around 3:30 and they close at 9, but we didn't get out of there at almost 11 last night.
Right.
So they're not kicking anybody out. But if you're not in line and on the list by a certain time, you're probably not going to get in, but you may want to call them, verify with them. Food was phenomenal.
Yes.
But it was actually, I'll be honest, the last 2 or 3 times I went, I just wasn't that ecstatic about it.
Right.
But it's Chriselle's. I wasn't never going to just not go again. But man, the steak I got last night, Chip, it made up for the previous couple less than desirable experiences. And I don't ever want to say it was bad. It wasn't bad.
Well,
it's just there's a certain level you expect out of a place.
And this is also an audition for all those people that work there to go get work somewhere else.
Sure.
It's just like a football program when you're in your last year.
So what we think they may have done, we think they may have probably did a profit split with their staff.
Oh yes.
Don't know that, but the staff was as driven and motivated and on point, as good as I've ever seen it.
Right.
Not that I've ever had bad service here,
No.
but you could. I mean, it was all hands on deck. Everybody doing everything. Bus boys bringing beer, food, the whole 9 yards. I think they'd had some people walk out, like a dishwasher had walked out or something.
Right.
So I mean, they were dealing with that kind of stuff the last couple of days of a business. People start getting very selfish, worrying about themselves.
Right.
Stuff like that. I get it. But here's what I implore you do before we dive down history lane. If you're going, hey, they may be out of whatever they were out of kebabs.
Right.
So my lady friend, she got a filet. I was going to get a ribeye. I was eating some red meat one way or another, or I was going to do fried shrimp. Brother-in-law got fried shrimp. My sister got a ribeye. She got a filet. I got a ribeye. It was phenomenal. I was kind of full on because I was so hungry by the time we got there that I got full on crackers and comeback and my salad and onion rings.
That happened.
I made them take the onion rings off the table.
Okay.
I said, just get these onion rings off the table, please. Right. And because I'm going to eat every one of them. All right, Chip, you were so zoomed in on the camera that I got it fixed now.
Okay.
I got you a little further back.
Thanks.
Yes. All right. So, but just be patient and go in there thinking of 2 or 3 things you might want, because if they don't have it, and there's a good chance that if you're not one of the first people there, they might not have it. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of the beer is going to be just whatever it's going to be. I mean, we ended up with Budweisers and Heinekens, and I don't think any of us drink Budweiser or Heinekens.
Okay.
So just be prepared for that, and just be patient with them. I mean, they are going balls to the wall from the time they open to the time they close, trying to get everybody in, let them, and they're not rushing anybody. When you get in, you sit there as long as you want to sit there. But I would say, be courteous to the people out there waiting too, and don't make a whole night out of it.
Right.
Try to be respectful to the people behind you, because we were supposed to be in there in about an hour. It took 2 hours to get in because people were just kind of taking their time, and that's fine. We were having a good time outside, chit chatting and all that. But you may want to bring you a couple beers and to sit outside and drink or whatever, maybe some wine or something like that. I ain't saying do it. I ain't saying it's legal, but I'm saying you might want to. Yeah. Maybe pour you a drink if you're not driving. Maybe pour you a cocktail in a big old cup or something. Ain't nobody going to check and see if it's there. You may want to bring you a little fold out chair or something, one of those little bag chairs.
Oh yeah.
A couple of people that did that, because you're going to be out. So you're going to be waiting a while. I'm just going to tell you.
And the weather's good.
The weather's good. But I just tell you all that. I think you should get out there. If you're not going to go to one of our great sponsors, if you're not going to go out to Chip's place this weekend, it's Valentine's. If you're an OG Jacksonian, go get that last hoorah from Chriselle's. Soak it in. I bet you I heard that birthday song played 1,000,000 times.
Yep.
And for the first time ever, they actually had other music playing on the jukebox the entire night.
Okay, there you go.
So it was more a little outlaw country kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All my rowdy friends.
Yeah.
I actually had the best time that I've ever had at Chriselle's there last night. I'm like, man, if they could have kept this magic, this level of customer service, all of this.
I mean, but look how many years it's been there to reignite the fire on the way out. Sometimes that's the only way it happens.
It's like when Beatty Street closed, which just opened up as a blues bar now.
But I mean, Beatty Street, that a legend in the Jackson area.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's it as far as Chriselles go. My steak was phenomenal. I actually got what little bit left. I got to go home with me.
Oh,
I wasn't going to get it, and I said, take it home. You'll be glad you did tomorrow.
Yes, you will. Did you eat it for breakfast?
I didn't. No, I didn't. When I wake up, Chip, because I don't wake up too early.
Okay.
Well, I didn't go to bed to midnight.
Okay.
5 came early.
Okay.
I didn't have time to eat breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So I just get out there, enjoy Chriselles. You will not regret it. And just be patient with everybody. Give them some grace. Be patient and tip them well.
And also remember this weekend, every restaurant, every locally owned restaurant, you need to go in there and see your locally owned restaurant people. And it's Valentine's weekend. Yes. So just remember, everybody's going to be busy. Everybody's going to be stressed out a little bit. But come on in, see everybody, and understand that that the food's going to be good this weekend everywhere.
Yeah, we got a text here on the Ellis Autoplex text line. Says, I got my reservation for 12 at Beethoven Saturday night. For 12 at Beethoven. So got a big table there.
Well, what are you talking about? We got reservations for Saturday night at 200 people, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we're about 100 for tonight.
That's great, man.
I mean, it's packed. And of course, we have plenty of room.
Yeah.
So there's 22,000 square feet. And we've got servers coming out everywhere. And that's why we need even more servers, because by the time the summer hits, the deck's going to kill us.
There's 22,000 square feet. Are you including deck? Is that including deck
includes
space?
the deck.
Yeah. So how much deck space is that?
It's 11,000.
How much heated and cooled space you got?
11,000.
11,000.
11,000 in, 11,000 out.
Good stuff there. Let's see here if we got any live chats this morning that we need to hit. Just good morning to everybody over in the live chat. Appreciate you guys. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the share button. Send the show to a friend this morning you think might enjoy this conversation. Let's go ahead and take our first break here on the show this morning. Come back, and I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. Let's jump into a little bit of Jackson Bar and Nightclub history.
Okay.
With Chip Matthews here. He's owned enough of them. I've owned enough of them. If there's two guys that are qualified to have this conversation, it is he, it is I. And look, if there's something political we want to jump down, we're here for an hour. We can jump down that rabbit hole too. Pam Bondi looks like an absolute clown. So we can discuss that if y'all want to. We can go anywhere y'all want. Okay. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Chip Matthews, Men's Health, Women's Wellness, Mississippi Studios. We'll be right back. WYAB.
WYAB. This Valentine's, guys, it's one stop and you're done. I'm John.
And I'm Corey Ravenstein.
At Juniker Jewelry Company, we have thousands of ways to say I love you without you having to say a word.
We are Mississippi's largest fine jeweler with case after case of rings, pendants, earrings, colored gemstone pieces, all at the lowest prices in the state.
Diamond studs from just $195.
Juniker sterling silver pieces start at under $250.
And our signature colored gemstone pendants starting at just $275.
Diamond pendants for under $995 and diamond tennis bracelets for under $2,000.
Maybe it's time for that diamond. Juniker Jewelry Company is Mississippi's direct diamond importer with more loose diamonds and settings than any store in the state.
Guys, it's one-stop shopping and you're done.
This year, this Valentine's, come to Juniker's.
Your one-stop Valentine's store.
Juniker Jewelry Company, 1485 Highland Colony Parkway in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Jackson, get ready for the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show at Martin's downtown on Saturday, February 14th. Live on stage, Cowboy Troy, the pioneer of hip hop and country rap. You've seen him with Big and Rich, Nashville Star, and even Dancing with the Stars. Now he's bringing that high-energy Texas country sound straight to Martin's. Don't miss this one-night party after the rodeo. Cowboy Troy. Tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite or visit the Martin's Downtown Facebook page.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy. When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
When Second's making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Martin's Downtown and Martin's Livingston. Guys, the Dixie National Rodeo is in town, and that means one thing: the Dixie National After Party, the rodeo dance, as some call it. It has officially been moved. They're not doing it at the fairgrounds anymore. It is at Martin's Downtown. It kicks off tonight for the next 2 weekends. And tonight you got outlaw country superstar Creed Fisher. Man, he's great. I love that one song of his. And it's something about kicking somebody's ASS. It's a good old song. Because I heard you've been talking about me. You didn't think I was going to find out. Now I'm going to kick your ASS. I'm probably not doing it any justice, but that's how it goes. But look, and it ain't just him. He's got an opening act that could be a headliner at Martin's anytime they wanted to. He's got the full Burnham Road band, not just the Unplug act. So you get Burnham Road and Creed Fisher tonight after the Dixie National. Then tomorrow night, you thought we were going to stop at just one night. Tomorrow night, you got the one, the only, the legend, Cowboy Troy, the Music Mafia. He's on the College Game Day kickoff video for years. Out there with Big and Rich, big 7-foot tall black cowboy country singer. You can't miss him. He puts on a heck of a show, bringing that little bit of that hip hop to Martin's Downtown tomorrow night.
Doesn't he live in the Delta?
I'm not sure about that. Wouldn't surprise me. So I think all these Nashville singers live in Nashville now, but at least are based out of there, and they may have houses other places. And then next weekend, Friday and Saturday night, you got the Mustache Band, the premier 90s country cover band. When they're in town, it's a party.
Good stuff.
You don't have to wonder. They sell out everywhere they play. So make plans if you're going to be downtown. Chip, give us a downtown.
Downtown.
downtown at Martin's this weekend. Of course, hey, if that's not your jam, you can always swing by for lunch today at either location, Livingston or downtown, and grab the fried chicken today. Everywhere else has got fried catfish. Martin's flips it up a little bit. They do have fried fish on the menu. You can get fried fish, but it's a fancy fried fish with like a dressing on top or whatever, like a gravy type thing on top. What do you call it? Like a
I don't know.
Well, like when places put with sauce on top of it, a sauce
on top of it.
They have a sauce on top of it. It's fancy. You don't have to get the sauce either, but the sauce is great. So try that. But anyway, the fried chicken is chef's kiss. Give that a try at lunch today. If you go to the Livingston location, sit at the bar and visit with my buddy Justin. He's one of my moderators, and he is the only moderator in my YouTube group there. Kind of helps keep all the spam out of there. Mm-hmm. Sit with him. He's going to take good care of you. He's going to earn that tip, but don't be skimpy on the tip.
There you go.
Don't go in there and say, hey, I heard you on the Clay Edwards show, and then only leave $2 or $3. We're going to frown upon that. All right, back at it here. Man, speaking of just legendary bars, what Joseph has been able to do with Martin's downtown.
Oh yeah.
Just the legacy of Martin's and going into the future. And
then revive. I mean, the bar scene comes in and out. It's a wave.
Mm-hmm. And to survive 8 years of the Lumumba reign of terror.
Oh yeah.
With what they did during COVID.
COVID was almost the killer.
Yeah.
And then they fought back during COVID.
They did. We had a good conversation about that when I had him on the show.
Yeah,
not too long ago. He's like, "Well, we ain't closing."
No,
we ain't closing.
And he didn't.
And just
fall back.
Yep, and that's what makes America great.
Right, and everybody constantly tells me, Chip, has live music run its course? And I said, no, it hasn't run its course. It's just been dormant.
It has.
And there's some places that, it's gotten where it's hard to go to these places, those places. Martin's one of the one true places to go and catch it. Cameron Garage has been solid as they're getting their music game up. We're going to have our music game up wide open out at the Reservoir this summer. We're going to music every night beginning next week. So gather up your friends, join the party.
I know out there at Cameron's and Cypress, they do music every night as far
yes,
as
they
I
do.
know.
They do
Between the tavern, the garage, and whatever else. I mean, it's a lot to keep up with. I try to tell everybody what's going on the show, but it's just impossible.
Well, it's gotten to where if you don't have somebody live playing, even at Catherine's, you got somebody playing every night and everybody's getting used to it again, which was something that was big back in the 70s. And back in the 70s, you would go and when Fred Cerami,
right?
But when Fred Cerami even was selling hot dogs at Southern Mississippi, he had Jimmy Buffett playing right next to him.
The last time I went to Fred's place, there was a guy in there he had a keyboard and a guitar. And he would use the keyboard for like backing tracks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a little bit more of a full sound experience.
Right.
I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of that necessarily, but it worked.
That was Skip McDonald. He does that.
Yeah.
And Chris Davis, our news director here, did that at Beethoven's the last two trips out. And I just said, that is great.
Yeah. it's like it catches you off guard a little bit because it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Not fake. It's tracks.
And we're live music guys. We're anti-tracks, but
it's got a karaoke vibe to it.
But it's like Chris,
it's done good.
It's like our buddy Chris from One Last Reason says, people come for the experience of the music sounding like it did.
Yep.
So
look, I'm glad to see music making a comeback. I'm glad to see that we have musicians being able to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. That's how you get people to start playing and picking up the guitar again and not necessarily picking up the DJ equipment.
Right.
Let's take a call here. We got Derek on the line. Derek, I apologize. Didn't mean to leave you on hold there.
No, it was good because you actually segued into what I was calling about, you and Chip. I don't know if y'all are the ones in the studio. Is it open forum?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you guys segued perfect into it. I just wanted to mention, did you read the article that Gene Simmons put out about none of those hip hop guys?
About in the Hall of Fame. I didn't read it, but he's been on this thing for a while, and I saw where it kind of flared back up here about hip hop artists not being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me say this real quick. I don't have a problem with legendary hip hop artists being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What I have a problem with is legendary rock artists not being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's very, very much true.
How is Iron Maiden not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
How is Foreigner not?
Motley Crue.
Kansas.
Yep. I mean, Poison.
poison.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with Gene Simmons on this one. I mean,
well,
not that I have a problem with them being in there, but, I'm like him. Explain to me why Iron Maiden and all these other groups are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, and the aspect of that is what I find the problem is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We have to define what is rock, okay? And when you decide what rock is, and we watched MTV get destroyed by hip hop and the culture.
Yeah. We watched the entire culture be destroyed by hip hop.
So I mean, is that the plan there? I mean, it should be rock bands. Those famous bands from the 70s that made it all happen, the Journey, Foreigner, Boston, all that, all of them should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tom Petty, all those. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Chip, I'm going to show you how nonsensical it was, and Clay, you've heard me go on this spiel before. Chip, when I retire, I'm gonna start my hip hop trap career. You're talking to the legendary DJ Crackerjack, and my first new hit dance craze single is going to be "Crack the Crackerjack." It's just me walking around dousing video vixens with Crackerjacks.
Okay,
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
But you see how ridiculous it is? You can't be no more stupid than whipping Nene.
Well, the only thing I know to do actually to fix the problem is for me to start my own Hall of Fame and just start putting people in my own.
Well, we started doing that here on the show, and I just quit doing it for some reason.
Well,
I started inducting.
You did Mississippi. Yeah.
I started inducting Mississippi artists into. I think we did Chad Wesley.
Right.
And I don't know if we went. Did we do anybody else? I don't know if we went any further than that. I think we inducted Chad. I feel like there was somebody. We inducted Jason Turner.
Yes.
That was it. We inducted Jason Turner, and I don't think I ever inducted anybody else. Chad was on deck. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, but Mississippi Music Hall of Fame. I mean, we are the birthplace, but I would have to agree with him on that. But but like I said, this is how ridiculous this is. My gimmick and everything. I pitched it one day to the Jackson State cheerleaders, and they lined up and started doing it.
Well,
and I said, yeah, you better not steal my idea. I'm going to sue you guys.
Well, here's the reality: the first 100 people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the first 100 people in the Rolling Stone Hall of Fame for music are all Mississippians.
Right.
In case you didn't know, they're all blues musicians and people like that. But that's where the music started. Period. And it's really ridiculous that the Grammys have already decided that we would have a Hall of Fame here, but we haven't. We need to go ahead and, I mean, if the legislature, you got some time to do something worthwhile, why don't you just say we're going to start our own Hall of Fame here in the state of Mississippi?
Well, Clay, I'm about to get you in a lot of trouble, buddy. You ready?
Yeah.
Because, we invite controversy. When I first moved to the metro area prior to meet you and Kim, one of my favorite pastimes was going to these urban clothes stores in the mall and some of these stores looking at all these so-called startup artists and the ridiculous names they were giving themselves. And that's why I got the idea of Crackerjack. So, yes, I'm saying it. A lot of these local artists like Kamikaze and all, you're a joke. It's laughable at best. You know what I mean? You're not even trying. So, again, I would have to agree with him. There ain't no creativity in a lot of this stuff. You're just downloading sound effects and things like that. You have no instrumental talent whatsoever. Because I remember when he made the argument, what was it, Clay, about 10 years ago? He was saying none of these guys deserve to get a Grammy or anything like that because none of them have any instrumental talent. And I have to agree with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just lyrical talent. Yeah, and that's just really catchphrases. There's nothing.
Yeah, but is it really?
No, it's not.
Artistic work.
No, it is not.
No.
I mean, you probably could take Clay's show and put a beat behind it, and it would be, it could win a Grammy.
I could put some. I could drop some fire trap beats to this, some dubstep.
There you go.
Well, there it is. You heard it. Clay's going to tour with your boy Crackerjack later on. Right?
The hottest mixtape of the summer coming up. Be selling it at Jackson gas stations.
There you go.
On a jump drive.
Hey, we're going to come out with a Christmas mixtape.
Ho, ho, ho. All right, brother. Let me go there. Appreciate you. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
All right, let's take a break real quick. Come back, reset. You got Chip Matthews here with me this morning, taking a trip down memory lane. Let's pick that back up, talk a little old school Jackson nightclub scene. Let me go ahead and ask the question. Shoot me a text on the Ellis Autoplex text line. Drop me a comment in the Mazda Jackson live stream. What is your favorite former Jackson nightclub or bar that's no longer open? And we'll make it a two-part question. What's your favorite current? And I say Jackson, I mean entire area.
Right.
Jackson
Metro.
area, metro area. What's your favorite no longer bar? What's your favorite current bar? Shoot me a text or give us a call, 601-879-0002. Stay on topic, and we'll take your call. We'll be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
This Valentine's Day, be the hero without the hassle. At Green Oak, we're the Valentine's Day experts. We know exactly what she wants, and we make it easy for you to get it right. Choose from stunning hand-designed floral arrangements and gifts online at greenoakms.com or visit us in-store in Jackson next to Palm Bridges Park or in Ridgeland at the Township. Green Oak does all the work. You get all the credit. Order now at greenoakms.com and make this Valentine's Day unforgettable. Green Oak, Jackson's floral expert since 1960.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB 103.9 FM. Hey, this segment, man, I want to make sure we hit all of our great restaurant sponsors today that have, and our liquor stores and whatnot, that have big Valentine's Day stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
We opened with Chip's Place there on the Reservoir. We talked about Martin's. Now let me hit up Cypress Point real quick. You're looking for something to do for Valentine's, somewhere to take the love. Man, they got so much going on out there at Cameron's Garage or Cypress Point, whichever one you want to call it. Over on the garage on the 14th, Saturday night, we mentioned Burnham Road earlier. They're going to be at Martin's tonight. Well, tomorrow night, they're going to be out with the full band at Cameron's Garage. So let's see here. It's a $10 cover. Music starts at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be a good time. And then they got a special going on over in the steakhouse or the tavern, however you want to look at it. It's a dinner for two special, 4-course meal. Course 1, shrimp cocktail or lamb pops. Go with the lamb pops.
There you go.
They're fine. Course 2, a garden salad or crawfish corn chowder. I'll probably go with the garden salad myself. Course 3, you can do a ribeye with garlic herb butter, a fillet with garlic herb butter, sea bass with lemon, pepper, and caper sauce, all served with vegetable medley, baked potato, or cream spinach.
What's the dessert?
It is raspberry trifle. Sounds great.
Yes, it does.
So it doesn't have the price there because I'm just going to, you never want to advertise your price on something like that.
So I thought about doing a whole menu with no prices on it for this weekend.
Yeah. Just like, hey, let's
charge you what I need to when you leave.
Yeah. If you're looking at price, you don't need to be going out of a place like that. But with that said, you got great stuff going on there at Cypress Point or Cameron's Garage, your choice, or do both. Get over there, enjoy the big Valentine's Day dinner, then walk next door and enjoy Burnham Road.
Or you can just go get fried chicken today at lunch, $14.95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fried chicken.
Yeah.
So check all of it out. Cypress Point Resort right out there off Holly Bush Road in Rankin County. All right, let's take a call here. Well, he hung up. We had somebody on hold.
Well, I was talking to you on the break about big Valentine events. Now, the biggest Valentine event I remember at Club Fire was we had a bunch of bands, but Seether played on Valentine's. And it was allegedly the first time they played Careless Whisper, which was later released as a single.
Yeah, they also don't play that song anymore live.
Right.
I watched a whole little documentary about that thing the other day. Their biggest radio hit, they don't play live.
And a guy came out on stage wearing a diaper. Do you recall that?
I don't.
He came out dressed as a Cupid?
Cupid, yeah.
And they were playing the song for their manager.
Interesting. Yeah, it was done as a joke.
Yes,
it was done. The record label wanted them to do it, and there's a really True Rock and Roll Stories is a YouTube channel, and he tells true rock and roll stories. And he did the one I watched the other day while I was working out. He did a whole video about that song,
right.
And and how the band hates the song. It was done as a joke, but it was done so well it became a massive hit that they ended up putting it out and it became their biggest radio hit. And
it's like Freeman Hanley's biggest with what? Lollipop,
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes you got to do a cover to reach the masses.
The hits are the hits.
They are. The biggest Valentine's show I ever did, hands down, was Papa Roach out at Crazy 8, 2002 or 3. It was massive. I guess it would have been 2002, February 2002.
Which album were they on?
They were on the second.
Okay.
It was the Love, Hate, Tragedy.
There you go.
Love, Hate, Tragedy, which it wasn't as big as the first one. It's still in platinum, but
right.
We were the last show of the tour. We did them there and also booked them at the Hunt Club in Starkville. So I did 2 shows on that run, and it was great. I mean, it was way too packed. A lot about the capacity. There was when the stage was still in the corner.
Yes.
Before we expanded and all that. But it did lead to the expansion.
Yes.
So, but it was a great show. We ended up at the strip club with them later that night. The guy, the drummer that was married to Liv Tyler's sister, Steven Tyler's other daughter, the big one. It was us. It was the guitar player, maybe. I don't know. But it was a good time. We ended up at the strip club. Just one of those great rock and roll party nights that I'll never forget. So that was my biggest Valentine's concert for sure. Then one of the other big Valentine shows I remember, I wasn't a part of this before I owned a club, but it was Y101 at Howell when they still actually played music and did shows and stuff, not just play this bubblegum pop crap. If Nate West was there, I believe. And if Nate's listening this morning, he's going to know what I'm about to say here. It was Vertical Horizon and Stroke 9.
I remember that.
And they both had huge songs on the radio.
And who had them? That was actually while Painter and them had the
Depot.
Yeah, the Depot.
Yeah, so I don't know who the promoter was necessarily. It may have been them, may have been whoever, but that was a massive, massive show. And I remember going to that. That would have been 98, 99, somewhere in there, 97. And I just remember thinking to myself, man, if I ever get into this, a Valentine's night event, if you get the right artist, because people are looking for something to do.
It's over.
You will sell out. Promoters out there listening, book a show on Valentine's with a big artist, and you will sell out, even if you wouldn't normally, because people are looking for something to do, something special to do.
I mean, you got to go out. I mean, and when the weather is going to be perfect, I mean, we don't have rain till midnight on Saturday, so, and it's warmer, and then it's going to be, we have a little cold spell coming through. Then it's going to be warmer next week. They're saying we could get to 80 degrees next week. So I guess I need to get the deck ready to lay out.
I'm looking forward to some warmer weather.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Let's see here. So I asked people what their favorite bars were. Let's take a look at that.
And let's see, Christopher Davis is playing at Burgers and Blues.
Which one?
Tonight, Friday the 13th. Flowwood.
Right there at Dogwood.
There you go.
So here, somebody asked, what was the name of that club that was on 18 Country Bar on the left heading towards Raymond? Well, that was the Roundup.
Oh, yeah.
That you'd be asking about. That was the Roundup. That was a special place. Let's see here. Somebody says, over on the Ellis Autoplex text line, says, sent this to you on X, but don't think the comments are coming through on the live stream. Said, God bless Pop Saloon and the Wild Country Girls contained therein, Shane on X. Well, yeah, unfortunately, Pops is no longer with us. It is still there in spirit. The box is there. The building that it's in is still called Pops, but the Jacksonian demographic is now in charge of that place.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it is what it is. But, not to make stuff about race or nothing, but you just know, OG Pops would be rolling over in his grave if he knew what Pops has become.
He would be livid.
Would be livid.
Yeah,
first off, y'all are playing rap music in here. I'm gonna get the Silverado band ain't still playing.
No kidding.
Man, that wouldn't that be awesome to get the Silverado band back together for some kind of one night show somewhere?
I don't know if you have to dig some.
Like giving you some ideas over here. A little OG Pops reunion on the reservoir.
Oh,
wouldn't that be funny? William out in Brandon says, was it Rodeos down 18 towards Raymond? No, Rodeos was on Ridgewood Road out there in North Jackson.
No, he's thinking, what else was that bar called that was right up there on 18 on the left? I forgot what it was called. Just past Maddox Road. What is that? What was that?
It was called Roundup.
It was called something else too. It was a country name too. It was Yancey's at one time. And then there was also one in the Metro Center.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember all that.
Widow Watson.
DJ Jace just sent it to me. It was called DJs.
Okay. Then of course you had Pop's nephew.
Yeah.
Text in. It says, the dirt is shaking in the cemetery for sure.
Oh yes, it is.
It is absolutely.
And then he had little Pops down there on Raymond that you later put in bazookas.
No, I put bazookas in, then it turned into little Pops.
Okay.
Yep. So
okay.
That was happening there.
And then we had the buffalo chips.
Yeah, we did buffalo chips over there. That was all good stuff, man. Jackson, I keep saying Jackson, just the area had a lot of great small bars for a long time. My buddy Johnny texted in and said DJs too. I missed DJ. That must have been before my time.
Well, see, I only knew about it because the Z106's studio used to be right next door to it.
Yeah.
Back when we moved to Jackson. Yeah. We were right out there.
Somebody said Mississippi Bar Nothing was on Highway 18. Now that we know because Chip and I ended up owning that, and it was called Buffalo Chips.
Correct.
Yeah, very familiar. Shout out to David Funches. That was Chip had that when it burned down. I had gotten out of it at that point, but yeah, we rocked that place for a while. We had the place out on the reservoir also, next to Shuckers, and where we did Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah, Vanilla Ice. Did Great White
right before they burned it all down.
Yep. I mean, like days before.
Yep. No, it was actually a couple years before because I had Crazy 8 when it burned down, and I was there with you for that. And there was a couple years in between. Believe it or not, I went back and there's a documentary that came out about it.
Yeah,
it's very sad, but I do recommend watching it if you get a chance. It's free on like Amazon or something, Amazon Prime. Anyhow, it's really good. I recommend watching it. But Chip and I brought that show to town,
right?
And they didn't use the fire in there. I don't.
Well, it's Club Fire. They never would play for me.
Yeah.
Because the name of the bar.
Sure.
They said, you need to change the name. I said, I can't change the name just for you to come to town.
Jumping over to the live stream, Mazda Jackson live stream, somebody, Catherine says the old Conestoga. Yeah, see, that's all before my time.
And see, Conestoga was my place, and then it became the County Line Steakhouse. That was my first restaurant.
And that's Shuckers, right? That's that building?
No. It's where we did Buffalo Chips North.
Oh, okay. Same building.
Same building.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. Catherine also says Miles Tavern, BJ's. I don't remember either of those.
Jim Cobb just said, stop y'all reminiscing and bring back a real rock club.
We got a Horseshoe. Always remember the Horseshoe. Let's see here. King Mort says, when I was a youngin', there was a certain island only boats could get on the res and had exclusive parties. Was there an Epstein Island on the res?
I wouldn't doubt that.
There's Flag Island.
Flag Island's what I think he's thinking about. But then, you also had, when I was growing up, you had the Pyramid in North Jackson, which that's before your time. That was right there in the parking lot of the Sheraton, which is in the hotel that they just tore down, right there where the Waffle House is.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be the Pyramid there, and then you had across from it Wild Bill's Cadillac and Grill. Up the road, you had Marnie's. You also had Laurel Lanes was a great bowling alley in North Jackson there used to be so much to do in Jackson.
So of course we got a bunch of people say the dock. The dock's low hanging fruit. So I've kind of tiptoed around the dock, of course.
And everybody keeps coming out going Dock 2.0 at my place. I'm going, I don't know if we can recapture that magic.
David Funches drops one, said the Red Dog Saloon, the biker bar on Lynch Street.
Oh yeah,
I was going deep into the archives.
And then somebody has sent a Inez's, Mosquito, the Midnight Sun in the square. That would be the Edge in the square.
Yeah, I got somebody just text the Edge too. Teddy drops the Jokers. Jokers was I always called Jokers the North Jackson Pops, but with a lot more cocaine.
Yes.
Because you go into Jokers late at night.
Yeah.
Like you just knew it was kind of tense in there because everybody was kind of wired out of their mind. Now looking back in hindsight, they were all doing a bunch of blow.
And at 2 a.m. they had buckets of beer up there because you had to quit selling at midnight.
That's right.
But there was plenty of buckets of beer.
But you could buy buckets and just get them on the counter. I forgot about that.
And still in that area, you still can go get plenty of drugs.
Yeah, more now than ever. Let's take our last break, come back and wrap up hour one here on the Clay Edwards Show. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
I am Wayne Lloyd, Delta Farm Services, LLC. We do all types of dirt work, excavation, dozer work, land leveling. We do building pads, commercial ponds and lakes, residential ponds and lakes, anything with dirt work. Delta Farm Services, LLC.
Google Delta Farm Services, LLC, or find them on Facebook. Delta Farm Services, LLC.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, experience counts. And the Rusty Healy Agency has been serving Madison and the rest of the Jackson Metro for over 35 years. Local agent Landon Thompson is keeping that trusted tradition going strong. As a local independent agent, he's not locked into one provider. The Rusty Healy Agency can shop the top insurance companies to find the best fit for you. And everyone knows that the Rusty Healy Agency and Landon Thompson offer top quality local customer service. Contact Landon today at 601-856-3681.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Vans Comics, Cards, and Games is your local sports cards and memorabilia store, plus Pokemon, board games, comics, and more. Get in the game, make history, and own it at Vans Comics, Cards, and Games, Pear Orchard Road in Ridgeland, and at vansccg.com. Better ingredients, better pizza with a better website. Papa John's and papajohns.com team up for the best experience. Save more with Papa Rewards and all the best deals. Order today and enjoy the new specials and Papa's pairings at papajohns.com and at locations throughout the metro.
The IMAX at Malco Grandview Cinema offers moviegoers a truly immersive cinematic experience, a way to enjoy movies like never before. You're not just watching, you're a part of the action with IMAX technology at Malco Grandview Cinema in Madison. And now, relax and recline in luxury at Malco. The magic of the movies is even better with reclining seats at Malco Grandview Cinema in Madison and Renaissance Cinema Grill in Ridgeland. For more information and tickets, visit malco.com. We'll see you at the movies.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back into the.
You got a Town Creek yet?
Oh yeah, we got a couple Town Creeks for sure. Yeah. Definitely got a couple Town Creeks. Hey, real quick, we got 1 minute here. Look, hey, McBee's Bar and Grill. Of course, today's plate lunch of the day is fried catfish, Mississippi fried. Catfish to be raised, fried catfish. And if you're looking for some good entertainment, happy hour today, they got Stephen Williams playing live. And then tonight, they got the B-sides. If you have not seen the B-sides, they are great live. And then tomorrow night, you got the Unfinished Business Band or just Unfinished Business. And then Sunday, you got my boy Kim Hawkins going to be out there playing. Kim is a great guy. Let's do this real quick.
What about the wagon wheel?
Hey, you got about 30 seconds here. Who? The wagon wheel?
Hey, what about the wagon wheel?
Yeah, the wagon wheel was great. It was before my time, but I ended up owning that place for about 10 years.
Yep.
About 20 years later, when it was called 105.
It's an old black movie theater right down by the depot. It was called The Dump.
I don't remember that.
It's the 60s.
Oh, I got you.
Hey,
good stuff there, brother. Thank you.
Also used to have the ditch was on State Street.
The ditch. All right, Chip, you got about 10 seconds. Tell people to come out to your place tonight.
Come out to my place and have a pizza or a steak this weekend, and we have live music tonight with Lauren Lindsay.
What is your place?
Beethoven's on the Reservoir, along with Acme Pizza and the Fork and Flame Steakhouse and Scooby's.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's been almost 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. They haven't named him, but for the first time, investigators do say they have a suspect. The armed, masked man seen on the 84-year-old's doorbell cam video the night she was kidnapped. They're asking for footage from neighbors as well. Correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti in Tucson.
Investigators are concentrating on a 2-mile radius surrounding Nancy Guthrie's home. They're looking for video from January 31st to February 2nd that may show any vehicle or person that appears out of place.
The FBI has doubled its reward to $100,000. The clock is ticking down to another possible partial government shutdown. Hold up for Democrats, immigration crackdowns. Correspondent Nicole Killian from Capitol Hill.
The Senate tried and failed to pass additional funding in a pair of votes Thursday. Many Democrats oppose additional money for ICE, which is part of DHS, until significant reforms are made to agents' conduct after 2 deadly shootings of U.S. citizens last month in Minneapolis. The potential shutdown could affect a host of other agencies within DHS, including FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard.
Hopeful news on consumer prices. They were up 2.4% in January. That is down from 2.7% in the month before and less than analysts expected. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
The Fed does not see inflation hitting its 2% annualized target until 2028. And for all of this year, it recently said that it looks for its preferred gauge of inflation to rise about 2.5% in 2026.
Classes at South Carolina State University are canceled today after a deadly shooting on campus last night.
The school says 2 people were killed and 1 was wounded in the shooting at an on-campus apartment. The victims' identities have not been released. The campus was locked down for 8 hours overnight. Sophomore Justin Woods was finally able to return to campus early this morning.
I just want all my fellow students to be safe out there.
After a pair of shootings during homecoming celebrations in October, in which a woman was killed, South Carolina State added more security patrols and more fencing along its perimeter. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
2 Americans, a French astronaut and a Russian cosmonaut, are on their way to the International Space Station this morning.
3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Dragon, and Godspeed Crew 12.
They blasted off from Cape Canaveral to replace the crew that came home earlier last month when one member developed a medical issue. They're expected to spend at least 8 months at the ISS after they arrive tomorrow afternoon. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsor.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Whether it's due to job loss, a divorce, a new business venture, or you just didn't file your taxes, don't lose hope. Powerful relief programs are now available that can help you and may reduce or even eliminate what you owe the IRS. With the cost of living affecting millions across the country, Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying anyone with $5, $50, or even $500,000 in back taxes to the IRS to call to get relief options. With over 1,000 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, TRA is America's trusted choice for real tax relief. Relief options are now available that can give you a fresh start and peace of mind. End your tax nightmare today by calling our tax relief hotline. Dial 800-390-8432. 800-390-8432. That's 800-390-8432. Or visit TRA.com. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for
local news brought to you by the Mississippi Candy Company, which has a huge selection of chocolates, gummies, popcorn, and more. Mississippi Candy Company on Dees Drive in Gluckstadt.
A body pulled from the Pearl. Today, mostly sunny with a high at 73. Tonight, mostly clear with a low at 55. 74 Saturday with rain possible in the afternoon. Then heavy rain likely overnight Saturday, possibly with some thunderstorms. Sunday, a 90% chance for rain all day with a high at 68. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. No ID yet on the body of a man pulled from the Pearl River near State Street downtown Thursday morning. But that body has been sent to the state crime lab for all of the appropriate testing. Someone who was fishing spotted the body and called for police just after 10 a.m., with cops finally finding the body about an hour and a half later. You may remember hearing about the killing that happened on Brown Street Monday, where a man's body was found shot several times. Now, the woman police believe did that has been arrested at an apartment complex in Natchez, says the Adams County Sheriff's Department. Tatiana Shardee Johnson has been brought back to Jackson and charged with murder. This one may be especially pertinent to some residents of apartment complexes who have become victims to this type of activity. A bill that passed in the state house this week makes it a crime for landlords to misuse money paid to them for tenant utility bills. Fines start at $1,000 and go up to $25,000 with possible prison time. They're calling it a strategic realignment in Lee County schools. Lee Central and Lee County High Schools are merging, says Superintendent Will Russell. He says that'll allow the district to offer better extracurricular programs and provide more academic opportunities. Mississippi's gas average steady at $2.44 for a gallon of regular, says Gas Buddy. You've got more news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We accomplished that.
More testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay.
Boom goes La Dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Want to thank Chip Matthews for sitting in first hour. That was a fun time going down memory lane there. I want to thank everybody who texted in their favorite bars, restaurants, nightclubs from back in the old school days. Real quick, speaking of bars and restaurants, maybe some of y'all are looking to do something this weekend, but you don't feel like getting out. Like tonight, for example, is the Big Brandon Mardi Gras parade right there in downtown Brandon. Maybe you got a float. Maybe you're just going to sit at the house. Maybe you're going to sit around and watch. Why don't you swing by 042 Wine and Spirits right there in Brandon and pick up a bottle of your favorite, well, wine or spirit. They got over 400 different wines to choose from, 200 different bourbons and whiskeys, 50 ready-to-drink cocktails, 50 or more bourbons, 50 or more tequilas, 50 or more vodkas. They got it all. I said vodkas, and I meant, tequilas, vodkas, gins. Man, look, they got more than you can shake a stick at. And they also got some of that, speaking of Mardi Gras parade, they got some of that Gambino's Bakery King Cake Rum. It is I keep 2 bottles year round in the fridge because they only release it once a year. So I grab 2 bottles, stick them in the fridge or the freezer. It was kind of crazy. I drank so little last year. I had 2 bottles when it came time to buy 2 more bottles this year. So now I have 4 bottles. We'll see. That's probably going to last me about 4 years. So I don't think I'll need any next year, but who knows? Anyway, swing by today. Check them out. Locally owned, award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits. And, of course, do not drink and drive and enjoy yourselves. All right, now we're doing something we're going to do a little test thing here. I've got Sean Yerkeron, my favorite attorney and yours, joining the live stream from his home studio. So if there's any technical difficulties, it is not on the radio station. It is 100% on us doing a test deal here.
It's on me. It's on. Just put it on me.
Well, I can hear you. You can hear me. So,
yeah, I can hear you.
Then everybody should be able to hear. If you're watching in the live chat, give me a thumbs up if you can hear Sean and I good without any kind of echo or anything crazy. That would be great. What we're going to discuss here is the Trinidad Chambliss verdict came down late yesterday, and I'd been following that, not close, but with anticipation. My gut feeling the whole time, Sean, was he was going to get the waiver. I thought it would be crazy if he didn't from the judge. I knew the NCAA had denied it. But from the judge, I was like, they needed to set some precedents for this thing, and I think they did. What are your thoughts on this? Just to let everybody know, Trinidad had played 2 years of JUCO and then 2 years of a major college, and he's saying, that he deserves to play 4 years. Isn't that the gist of it?
Yeah, I think because the issue was he's got a medical waiver. He believes that he should have one from 2022 when he played for Ferris State. And when he injured himself, I think he played for a few games that season. So that's kind of like the crux of the issue. And this judge, it's kind of interesting, Clay. There's kind of so many patchwork rules the way the NCAA litigation has been going over the last several years, ever since NIL and the transfer portal and those things. And so the judge here is, he's putting an injunction. It's not really a final ruling. It's just an injunction. So it's saying he can play until there's a final ruling. Well, that's going to be the end of the 2026 season, and then he's done. I mean, that was the point of it too. But so the judge said that he felt that it would be irreparable, what's called irreparable harm. That was the point of the injunction if he was not allowed to play. And so they're allowing him to go through the process. And the next step for the NCAA is to appeal to the Mississippi Supreme Court if that's what they want to do. I don't know. I read last night they may not even take that option, though, because you can imagine, and I was telling you last night, how that's going to play out for them. I mean, you got majority of the justices on the Mississippi Supreme Court are Ole Miss grads. I mean, and then you got Lafayette County Chancery Judge, is in Oxford. He's elected guy. I don't think Trinidad was going to lose. That's just not the way I saw this playing out.
And I told you, I said, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That is an excellent, excellent point. And Bourbon Diplomacy over on X says he didn't play at all in 2022. So thank you for clearing that up.
Okay.
So he missed that entire year. So that's what this hoping to get this year back or get that year back now. Sean, look, I'm just, being a big Mississippi State fan, I should be hoping for him to get the hell out of Oxford as quick as possible.
Absolutely.
As far as like an on the field product, but
right.
The human being in me and wanting to see this young man not lose out on $6, $7, $8 million, whatever he stands to make this year, between NIL money, more sponsorship, just between endorsements, everything, I thought it would be a damn shame. And just as a football fan, remove my Mississippi State versus Ole Miss, the Egg Bowl nonsense out of the way. Just as a football fan, that young man was one of the most exciting players in the country to watch this year. Yeah. And I'd be lying if I said I ain't cool running that back one more time and getting to really appreciate him, getting to see him maybe run for a Heisman. Also, with Lane Kiffin gone, with Charlie Weiss Jr. gone, we're going to see who was the magic. Was it a little bit of both, or was it Trinidad, or was it Lane and company? So I just kind of want to see that, like when Brady leaving and winning a Super Bowl without Belichick. With Lane gone, I know they were only together 1 year, right? But with Lane gone, can Trinidad capture that magic without that offense? And I know that they brought in a guy that had worked with them before, so the offense is going to stay similar. Yeah. But staying similar and being able to call it in live game action is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's true. It's just good for Mississippi. It's kind of, if we go back 12 years ago, God bless now, or even 13. When Dak was here, I think a lot of us, even that are, I'm an Ole Miss fan, Ole Miss grad, Ole Miss law, were fans of Mississippi State during that time because it was just so good for the entire state. Like having Dak there, how good Mississippi State was in that 2014 season. So I think, I think that's kind of the same thing now, what we're seeing with Ole Miss, where everybody's kind of coming together because we don't get these opportunities that much in the state. We just don't. And you got to hold on to them while you can.
Well, Ole Miss has had some really good players come through lately, but you were getting them for like 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
So you weren't really getting to like Jackson Dart and now Trinidad Chambliss, who we'll get to see 2 years in a row, or at least with Dak, we had him for 4 years and he was a starter for 3.
Right. He came in in that 2013 season. Right? He started coming. Yeah. Was it the Egg Bowl he started playing in, or what? I can't remember.
He came in the Egg Bowl. I want to say. Well, he played like sporadically here and there. We called him Baby Tebow. He would come in and run a touchdown in the red zone, stuff like that. But so maybe he was just a starter for 2 years, the 14 year and the 15 year, his senior year. But I thought he had started more games in 13. But either way, to get to see him as a starter for 2 years in a row, barring any injuries or anything. And there was another thing, the quarterback they had brought in, there was a lot of whispers that he's not quite ready to be the starter. So just from an on-field perspective, you got a chance to do some big things. Let's go back to the legal aspect of it more than on the field. So something that I thought was really wild that Brad Logan had reported from inside the courtroom was, before the verdict was read, the NCAA attorneys got up and walked out of the courtroom. like before the verdict was read?
He read his order, right? Yeah, I mean, I'd think you get held in contempt for something like that. I can't imagine not appearing for when the court, I mean, especially if the court has said, I'm going to convene at, such and such a time and read my order, because that's what, it's not the jury verdict, it's the order of the court. And so I would think that I listened to the video, he sounded like he was pretty pissed off, and I would have been too if I was a judge. And they were out-of-state lawyers, were they? They were out-of-state lawyers, weren't they? The NCAA lawyers.
Yeah, I would think so.
Local practitioners wouldn't have done that because they got to practice before that judge all the time. So they would have been there, I would imagine. Or I don't know. Actually, that's a good. Now I haven't thought about that, Clay. How many local Mississippi lawyers would have taken that case to help the NCAA? Like, I don't know that they would. Like, if you practice in Lafayette County, you're like, do I want to try to prevent Trinidad Chambliss from getting a waiver? I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Now, here's a great thing, because when you say that, it makes me think of that SEC catchphrase. It just means more. Now, I don't know a single attorney that wouldn't take any murderer's case, no matter how bad it is, right? Because that's a challenge, right? To if I can get this guy off, it's still going to be high profile, win, lose, or draw, right?
Yeah.
So you take that case for the name for a multitude of reasons. Mm-hmm. There's no moral conflict there. But hold on a dang minute. I can't go and take a chance of making every Ole Miss fan angry at me, especially considering their tentacles being throughout the legal system like they are.
Oh yeah, I mean, every courtroom you walk into the state, somebody's an Ole Miss law grad, so you got to deal with that's the guy that helped deny Trinidad his waiver. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. I mean, if somebody else could do that. So I don't know. Somebody probably had to do what's called a pro hoc vice, which is you got to have a local lawyer sponsor somebody. And so I imagine the NCAA lawyers had somebody like that. But other than, I have not heard of who locally, and I'm going to look into this today. Was there somebody locally that actually represented the NCAA? Because that guy really needed the money. I mean, he really needed the money if he did that.
I mean, even if you're a state fan, just because of the potential repercussions down the road, you don't want to roll the dice.
No, I wouldn't think you would. I mean, that's just that's not a good position to be in. Just like I was saying about the judge is kind of, I mean, I think that was a foregone conclusion what the ruling was going to be, just like what the results of the appeal would be, which is why the NCAA, I think, is not even going to appeal, is what I read late last night. I don't think they already know. And also the other reason being that the appellate process would last till the season was over anyway, so it's pointless.
So tell me this, just for people that don't know, because I didn't until you just said it. So if it is appealed, this all will go through the Mississippi court system?
Yeah, it'll go to the Mississippi Supreme Court. So and that process you're generally going to take longer than a year, or at least a year. So I mean, the season will be over. So I mean, when you look at it that way, there's no point of appealing it anyway. And the likelihood of success, and I'm sure the NCAA knows this, is that it's not very good at the Mississippi Supreme Court, that they're going to be favorable to them. Which is, I mean, I think the whole thing with the NCAA, nobody's really been very favorable. If you look at the court rulings around the country, it's not been very favorable to them, and they know this, and that's the biggest kind of dynamic that they have, that they're worried about, because they're going to get pushed in the situation where the athletes are actually employees, which is what they don't want. They want the antitrust exemption, which they're not going to get, by the way. They're just not going to get that, but that's what they're pushing for. And I don't see that. I don't see that really on the horizon for them, considering that this is actually fun. Clay, this is like the only bipartisan issue in Congress, or one of the few, where both parties are like, yeah, we're not giving you the antitrust exemption because the paying the players is just too popular. It's way more popular than the NCAA is. So the congressmen and senators just don't want to be on the side of them.
Right. So let me ask you this, and you may not know the answer. Would it still not behoove the NCAA to try to go through to get some kind of ruling that they could use in future cases where the Mississippi Supreme Court ruled that he shouldn't have played? And then I guess my question would be, if that was the case, would it go back and potentially put Ole Miss at risk of having the entire season, any win that year, ruled ineligible, or turned over?
I see what you're saying. I think
it would make him an ineligible player at that point. So, or would he be ineligible since there's an injunction?
Yeah, he's not right. The injunction is going to be enforced until, I guess the
just like the Cam Newton thing.
Mm-hmm. They could put a pause on it, but I don't see them doing that. And then any ruling from the Mississippi Supreme Court, let's say it goes against Trinidad, the NCAA could use that as what's called persuasive law. Let's say this was going on in Oklahoma, but it's not going to be binding on Oklahoma state courts. It could just be a persuasive thing. That's why they want some federal rules so badly, to make this like uniform for them, instead of having like a decision in Oklahoma or Mississippi or Alabama that are either, goes positive or adverse to them, but it's just not consistent enough, which I think what you're seeing is kind of the courts are kind of telling the NCAA, like, that we're going to get rid of you. And I think that's where we're going. It just seems that's where we're heading at this point.
I do too. And I think, not to turn this into a culture war thing at all, but I think with this current administration and what the NCAA did with women in men's sports, and particularly in the swimming stuff, being able to win, men being able to win women's championships, I think they backed themselves into a bad corner. And now people just have no sympathy for them at all.
And they didn't before, because you're talking about an organization that made because even Brett Kavanaugh, who's a very conservative justice, if you ever read his opinion, he says in there, one of the NCAA cases, I know of no other organization that prides itself on the fact that it doesn't pay its workers. Like, that's against the principles of capitalism. Kavanaugh says that very clearly there. And the NCAA has made profits off these kids for decades, generations now. And I think that's kind of where there's a lot of animosity in the public against them. And now you're talking about, I think that's a good point about the women and men and women's sports thing. Then you go add something even more ridiculous like that on top of all their transgressions, and that's an issue.
Well, can you do another segment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I want to mention one more thing. Give Reggie Bush back his Heisman if you hadn't already. And I don't even know the player's name, but I heard a story the other day about somebody that played in the 92, and I just remember the year because that's the year I got my license, the 92 Sugar Bowl. A player signed a napkin, and they ruled him ineligible.
That was Alabama versus Miami. Gino Torretta got smoked. He won the Heisman that year too, actually. I remember because it was 92 Sugar Bowl.
Wow, crazy. This is the people we're talking about, the NCAA. All right, let's take a break. We got Sean Yurkaran on the Mazda Jackson live stream with us. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on WYAB. Coming up after that, we've got my good friend and yours, Mr. Fred Shanks, to close out the show with our Under the Dome segment this morning.
.1039 WYAB.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram, or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Jackson, get ready for the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show at Martin's downtown on Saturday, February 14th. Live on stage, Cowboy Troy, the pioneer of hip hop and country rap. You've seen him with Big and Rich, Nashville Star, and even Dancing with the Stars. Now he's bringing that high-energy Texas country sound straight to Martin's. Don't miss this one-night party after the rodeo. Cowboy Troy. Tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite or visit the Martin's Downtown Facebook page.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with.
Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle,
Good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right company. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on 103.9 FM, WYAB. We got our good friend Sean Yorkeron on the Mazda Jackson live stream. But before we get back to that, speaking of Mazda Jackson, if you're out car shopping this weekend, check this out. How about 1.9% financing for 63 months on not just all 2025 Mazda CX-5s? How about 2025 CX-90s? But hey, we got some 2026s for 1.9% too. Unheard of. 2 months into the year, already offering 1.9 on the new year model. That's right, the 2026 CX-50 as well as the Mazda 3 all qualify for 1.9 for up to 63 months. And of course, they come with 1 year of free basic maintenance. And you're going to be supporting a great locally owned business too at Mazda Jackson. You can shop them online at MazdaJackson.com, get pre-approved, check out all the new and pre-owned inventory, the different colors available. Just because they don't have the exact car you want, don't mean they can't get it. New cars do dealer trades all the time. So if there's a feature, a color, something like that you're not seeing that you want, no problem. They'll get it for you, unless it's just not out there. And of course, you can visit them in person. I-55 Briarwood Drive, right over there by Cowboy Maloney's Electric City. That's Mazda of Jackson. All right, man, let's go back to the Mazda Jackson live stream. We got Sean Yorkeron zoomed in. And hey, real quick, I got an announcement to make. Sean and I are going to be doing this again from 10 to noon this coming up Thursday. Andrew's going to be out of pocket, and we're going to fill in for him. So if you enjoy Sean and I getting the band back together occasionally, we're going to be teamed up discussing whatever's the hot topic of the day.
God knows what it'll be at that point a week from now.
But all the news drops at 9 a.m. and it's Friday too. Last couple of Fridays, the Trump administration has been just dropping bomb after bomb after bomb. All the Epstein stuff was dumped on a Friday and so much other stuff. Sean, I think we've covered the football thing. Are you cool with chopping it up for about 5 minutes here on this Epstein stuff?
Sure. I'm going to talk about that at 12 today too. I'm covering for Lindsay also.
So, you're going to be on the air today at noon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're going to be streaming also?
Yeah, I'll be streaming on my channels and stuff and hers.
Tell people how to find your stream if they're not.
Yeah, on YouTube, it's
WYAB.
Sure, it's Both Sides Bench. That's on YouTube, and you can go to the Yorkeron Law Firm Facebook page, and it'll be streaming there, or the Lindsay Beckham Show, and she on her YouTube and her Facebook page.
On Facebook, on YouTube, since that's our main audience now. YouTube is Both Sides of the Bench.
It's just Both Sides Bench, just
no
3 words. Yeah,
Both Sides of Bench.
No, just both sides bench. Just three
Both
words.
sides bench. Okay, got it. I've been saying it wrong.
Mhm.
Both sides bench, or the Lindsey Beckham show.
Mhm.
Okay. Y'all make sure y'all are subscribed to Sean over there at Both Sides Bench on YouTube. Those subs go a long way. Hit that like button too. And of course, he'll be on WYAB on the radio station 103.9 from noon to 1. All right, Sean. So look, man, you've had a bit of a revelation on this Epstein stuff. When you and I were
Yeah.
and I'd like to keep as Lindsay went with it yesterday, saying that you're all in on our conspiracy theories, but
not every one of them, but yeah.
But so what was the revelation? You, a guy that kind of didn't, I don't know if you didn't want to believe, whatever the case may be. I know you very well. You're not a conspiracy theory guy. It's got to be in black and white for you to really wrap your head around it. What came out of these Epstein files where you really said, holy crap, some of this is really happening? Like, what was the thing that hit you upside the head?
Well, I think, back in 2019, it was made to be like, both sides were making like a very partisan thing. I mean, of course they're doing that now, but in 2019, you'd see those memes talking about after he was killed. I'll say that now. I think we can all agree that's what happened. That Hillary Clinton did it, if you remember those. And so it was made into this political thing. And so I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I obviously believed he was in sex trafficking. I mean, I think there was ample evidence for that, and that wasn't the issue. But I didn't understand the extent of the extent of the network, how big it was. And then you saw it trickle down to not trickle down, trickle up, which way you want to put it, to all these different countries. And the biggest one, Clay, that really hit me was I read the BBC a lot. I know I'm a dork, and I like, I'll read foreign news, and what's going on in England is incredible. Like we're not doing anything here compared to what they're doing. It's ripping the country apart. You've got Mandelson, who was the foreign ambassador to the United States. He's a gay guy, actually. He wasn't involved in the sex trafficking. He was just, seems like he was facilitating it in some degree, and he certainly knew about it and was friends with Epstein. Well, he resigned. Now you got Keir Starmer, who's the prime minister of England, and they say he's probably out by next week because of this. And that's for naming Mandelson as ambassador when he already knew that he had Epstein connections. No, maybe not to the extent that came out. You have even this is pushed to the throne, to the crown, and where of course we all knew about the I'm gonna steal Chris Christie's lines here, the prince formerly known as Andrew. He that was known about his involvement. Of course, that got more extensively came out the last few weeks about the government secrets I think he was sharing with Epstein and whatnot. But King Charles is now worried that this is going to bring down the entire monarchy. And that's always been I know that sounds, funny to people that don't follow that kind of stuff, but the monarchy, of course, is a symbolic thing. I mean, of course, the King of England is the head of state of England, but it's, it's a symbolic stuff. And it's really just a tourist revenue generator and a traditionalist kind of thing, which, I mean, that's great. I think those things are important, but the people are the people pay for it. I mean, that's how they pay for it. And I mean, the monarchy owns lands and whatnot and collects rents, but there's, they are heavily subsidized. And it's the people of England are kind of like, you guys are a bunch of sex traffickers, and you're sharing government secrets. So Charles is trying to hold the monarchy together because there are calls for that to be taken down or taken apart completely. So when I saw that, and then there was one thing I read a few weeks ago that really, really tied it together. So when Jeffrey Epstein was a math teacher, he got fired and he got hired by Bear Stearns. And if anybody knows who Bear Stearns, it's one of the most high profile investment banks in the country with no qualifications. And he was hired by a man named Donald Barr, who's former Attorney General Bill Barr's dad. Well, Donald Barr was a longtime CIA agent. And then everything started. And so then I'm like, you put it together. I'm going to try to shorten it up. Like, this guy was an intelligence agent. That's the only answer to how he had his hooks in all these foreign dignitaries, politicians, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm like, oh my God, like these guys are running the world. They are, sleeping with children. It just all hit me at once, which, I know you guys, you and Lindsay and Kim and everybody have always been saying this. And I kind of thought it was crazy talk, but no, it's not crazy. That's what happened.
Well, I just always grew up just being loving conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I don't even like the term conspiracy theory, but we all know what we're talking about when we say that. Mm-hmm. And as I've just gotten older, outside of 100% having a conversation with an alien, just about most of them have proven out to be kind of true, especially stuff throughout COVID. I think that's what really kind of woke people up to a lot of this kind of stuff. And then you start finding all this stuff out. And look, even I guess just because I have such low faith in humanity is why I believe the Pizzagate stuff, not because I necessarily really believed the Pizzagate stuff. I just believed that, yeah, sure, that's probably happening. If that makes sense, like my low bar of expectations just made it easy for me to believe it. And now it's looking more and more like that was somehow, some way very likely. Now, we lost Sean there. Let's see here. I think he's rejoined. There we go. Okay. Anyway, the Pizzagate stuff. Now, it ain't 100% been verified, but man, the pizza's in the oven as far as verification goes. And it's disgusting. It really is. I want to say, I hope all of it's not true. I want to be wrong on this. I truly do. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not, but I think what everybody's so aggravated about, and don't get me wrong, people, I'm equally as aggravated that it doesn't look like anybody's ever going to get arrested for any of this. And we can have a much longer conversation about this. The quote unquote victims that are out there in public, they could just simply say the names and they won't. Some of them said they didn't even know they were trafficked until 2019. What do you mean you didn't know you were trafficked? And they were quote unquote adults too when this happened. So we can peel this onion back. There's a lot going on here with this. Were there some sick people that did some really, really messed up things? Absolutely. Is everybody a victim that had sex on that island for money? No, they're not. Some people are just prostitutes and looking for a payday.
Right, like both things can be true. Like that happened, and that's kind of why I look at it too. I agree with that. I've talking to a good friend of mine about that last night. It's some people were, prostitutes, and some people were getting trafficked. If you were, though, I did see some in the media running with a narrative like trying to say, okay, barely legal. Now that's BS. You know what I mean? Like,
either legal, you ain't.
Yeah, that's the law is the law, and so that.
Yeah,
it's not Pornhub. I mean, right. I mean, the 15-year-old is a 15-year-old girl, and that's still something that, you can't do. What really, though, hit me about the whole thing is, it kind of should. I think this is a thing that should bring, I'm not even going to call this both sides because are there sides anymore after something like this? It seems like what it is, it's them versus us.
Right.
Like you have the elite, and I'd love Jameson to come back on because, a lot of stuff he was saying is actually accurate. You have the elite that is running the entire world, and they're all rich and they're flying around in jets with little girls and whatnot. And they're having us fight over Bad Bunny and what kind of jeans Sydney Sweeney's wearing, or if Jason Aldean's a racist. You know what I mean? Like, they're having us fight over these stupid things while the rest of us can't even afford a home, or our health insurance premiums are skyrocketed this year. And they want us to focus on stuff like that while they go do things like this, and they want us to hate each other. And I feel like that's like the plan, right? Because they can go out, they can take these girls around, make gazillions, and nobody's got health insurance. I mean, and that's where I am right now with this whole thing, I think.
All right, y'all tune in today, noon to 1. Sean York-Karan gonna be filling in on the Lindsey Beckham show right here on WYAB, and of course, you'll be on Facebook, YouTube, all that at York-Karan Law at both sides bench at Lindsey Beckham show on YouTube. You can find it. It ain't gonna be hard. Sean, thank you so much for jumping in with us this morning, brother. Looking forward to doing this again with you Thursday, right back here. I got to take my break. When we come back, we're going to have Fred Shanks on the line discussing Under the Dome there at the Capitol. What's going on there this week? We'll be right back on WYAB.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. Online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle servicer? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's is a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic Southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
This Valentine's Day, be the hero without the hassle. At Green Oak, we're the Valentine's Day experts. We know exactly what she wants, and we make it easy for you to get it right. Choose from stunning hand-designed floral arrangements and gifts online at greenoakms.com or visit us in-store in Jackson next to Palm Bridges Park or in Ridgeland at the Township. Green Oak does all the work. You get all the credit. Order now at greenoakms.com and make this Valentine's Day unforgettable. Green Oak, Jackson's floral experts since 1960.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Real quick before we go to the phone line, this interview is going to be brought to you by HH Chief Sales in Carthage. Old Mr. Noah Sullivan's the manager out there. Good dude. H&H only sells trusted brands that are built to perform. Rugged, Big Tex trailers, durable CM and Legend X truck beds. H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. Let your truck work hard for you. Let your trailer work hard for you. Don't break your back if you ain't got to. Man, they can customize that thing any way you need it to make your life a little bit easier while you're out there building America. Look, for the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, almost said Stanford, from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Look, you can visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime online at hhchiefsales.com. Just hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do. All right, man, we're a little We're about 10 minutes later getting to my good friend, Mr. Fred Shanks, my state rep, and yours out there in Brandon, Mississippi. So we're going to keep this short and sweet. We got Fred to about 55 minutes after the hour. So we got 10 minutes with him. So I'll shut up. Fred, state rep, District 60, on the phone. What's up, brother?
All good, man. Hey, I wanted to say, when you brought up that Vertical Horizon Stroke 9 concert, I was there.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Was it not?
I forgot all about that.
My little black backpack bag.
Yeah, and Vertical Horizon took off right after that. They had those. I remember they had two really, really good songs, and man, they blew up right after that. And yeah, I forgot all about actually both of them until you brought that up earlier with Chip.
Well, it was so cool, having grown up going to shows at Halloween to start being, when I became a concert promoter. I had my club, but my club was a little different demographic, being majority black downtown, but I needed somewhere I could do rock shows. It was kind of hard to do it there. It is what it is. So I did them at Halloween, and we brought Cross Canadian Ragweed. The first time they ever played in Mississippi, first time they'd ever played a club east of the Mississippi. And that was it. We brought them to Halloween on a Wednesday night, sold it out, set a bar record. We sold more beer and liquor for that than David Allen Coe had sold on a Saturday night, which was the previous record. So I was very proud of that. And we did Breaking Benjamin. We did so many great bands there. They're still
before they made it.
Yeah, catch them on the way up. I saw Nickelback.
Right.
Nickelback, Three Doors Down. Well, actually, it was Three Doors Down was the headliner with special guest Nickelback and Saliva at Halloween. Now think about that. And within
that would be awesome.
Within 6 months, they were all arena headliners, except when Saliva never made like arena headliner status, but they were one of the big bands, whatnot. But
yeah,
crazy. All right, Fred.
Well, I know you've talked extensively about Brad Arnold, and we had a thing set up for him. He was going to come up to the Capitol. His dad's neighbor is in the legislature. He's one of my colleagues, and man, we had it all set up. He was going to come up really this week, and we were going to honor him and get him to speak. And I was going to get you to come by and hang out. And man, we just missed him, man. So that was tough.
Yeah, man, it's a bad deal. It's a really bad deal. Really hate it for him. But as life goes,
yeah.
We'll I know be there with him one day.
You wanted to touch on. So this week was the deadline week, so a lot of stuff that if anything didn't make it to the House floor, Senate floor as of yesterday, it was dead. And one of the things you and Chip had touched on was the ballot initiative, and I carried that torch for about 4 years on the House side. We had good bills every year, and then toss would just kind of break. And I'm not blaming the Senate, but we just could never cross the finish line with the Senate when I did it. And since then, turned it over. It's went to Price Wallace, who's now the chairman of Constitution. Is doing a real good job with it. But like I said, it always kind of ended with the Senate. So this year, I think the talks were, we had a bill, but let's see what the Senate's going to do, because that was kind of the holdup every year. And then found out that they tabled it yesterday. And what that means is when someone stands up, which it was, I think Angela Hill and Joel Carter stood up and made a motion to table that. That essentially means that the bill is dead. You're tabled it. It's not coming up. Yesterday was deadline day. So nobody made a motion to table that motion, which I know that sounds complicated, but that would essentially have done away with it. Well, I mean, it died. It basically died on the calendar at that point. The catch-22 of the ballot initiative is, and I went to a lot of meetings on this, and I'm telling you, California, amongst many, many other well-funded groups, were eyeballing Mississippi. They are ready to go. They are ready to push their politics on the Mississippi, because they would love to have a southern state to control. And we don't have, a huge population, and you have to get, 100,000 plus signatures, which is almost impossible for just a regular Joe to get, right? Sure. It's all about the money. Well, these groups have the money to do it, and they can set up, or say Walmart wants to sell liquor, say Walmart wants to do whatever they want to do. They can easily get 100,000 signatures. It doesn't matter to them. They can get it easily. They got the money to do it. but there is a lot of pressure from the outside groups. And I believe that was what was brought up in the Senate yesterday. People started standing up and questioning, what about outside, dark money, things like that. They're going to come after us on abortion, legalizing marijuana, which I know some people want that. Those two issues were coming. And then, whatever else is in their liberal minds. Because when you go to the ballot box in California, you may vote on 20 initiatives. You have no idea what they do or what they really do. It's Trojan horses over there. And that's what they want to do to Mississippi, amongst other groups.
So we got to figure out a way to keep out-of-state money out of this thing.
Right.
But, but they can still run it. They can still run it through it. It's a intermediary.
Exactly. Exactly. You're exactly right, Clay. I mean, we had Price Wallace had some of that in our bill, which we had the bill originally, and but they're going to find a way. I mean, they're going to shoot the money around the country, and they'll find somebody. They'll find a straw man in Mississippi to start an LLC or start an organization, be totally funded by California or New York, any of those outside groups. And I'm not trying to pass the buck, but I'm just saying that's a very real issue, and I know that was coming.
Yeah. It's so rare. I was just going to say, look, I'm all for having this, but it is so rare that a ballot initiative passes. What was the last ballot initiative that passed other than marijuana?
There was one so it hasn't been around long. I want to say maybe half or less than half the states have it. So Mississippi got it in like 1990 or the early 90s is when we got it. And we started doing it. It was some. I remember.
We'll have to look it up.
It had something to do with a fix to. It wasn't obviously term limits, but it was something having to do with something similar to that.
Gotcha.
It was really just a fix for something. And but the other part is at the time how we had it. If someone wanted to do a ballot initiative and it passed, it would be put into the state constitution. And, that may sound good, but say whatever the initiative does, it needs to be corrected or it needs to be worked on, or there's a problem somebody didn't foresee when they did it. You got to do something a couple years later. I mean, that thing's stuck in the Constitution. And once something's in the state Constitution, it's almost impossible to get it out. And that was another thing. I mean, however you feel about marijuana, which I don't really have a problem either way, but that would have been in the Constitution. And I don't, whatever happens there, that being in the Constitution, having a drug or medicine, whatever you want to call it, in the state Constitution, I just don't think that was right.
Kingfish text in says eminent domain and voter ID were
there you go. There
done.
You go. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I remember that.
And
now.
that may have been the only two things that ever passed out of it.
So, like, I'm for having it, but of course you do have the fear of outside money coming in. But to that, I say, there's a lot of right wing organizations out there that got a lot of money. They need to battle that and pump money into it as well. You can't always.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's absolutely. It's on both sides. But what I would recommend is, and I get phone calls every day. I got it yesterday about, hey, I want you to vote no on this particular hunting bill. Right. And we have a republic, and that's what we're here for. So I would just recommend your listeners, they got an issue or whatever, you call your representative, call your senator. And if they're conscientious like I am, they're going to hear you out. And, before the session, if you got an issue and you want to see about passing something, one, it'll show you how things work, and then two, push them to do it and help them, because once you get a bill in, if you're a rep, you gotta work that thing through the whole process, and which is tough to do. But that's what people do in the meantime. If they want to do whatever.
Well,
hey Fred, I don't like red stop signs. I want to make them green. I was like, all right, man, let's start working on it.
Well, look, we got 30 seconds here. I like what y'all did in the House with the liquor stuff, especially the potential of opening up on Sundays if liquor stores want to. It never made any sense to me that I could go to a restaurant and get a mixed drink on a Sunday, but I couldn't run to the liquor store and get a bottle if I wanted it. And I would probably never do it, but I'm just saying it's contradictory that on premise is fine, but off premise is a line too far. Make it make sense.
Right.
On premise, you run a chance of somebody drinking and driving. Off premise, at least they're going to be in their house. Fred, we are out of time, brother. I appreciate you. We'll have more time next week.
Anytime.
Be good.
Anytime, brother.
We'll be right back to land the plane for the day on the Clay Edwards Show. All right, guys, kind of ran out of time there. Let's see here. Fix this real quick. All right, man, ran short on time with Fred there, but we'll have him next Friday. And of course, we can get Fred anytime in between if something pops off and we need to have a conversation with him. So, look, enjoy the shows this week. Some weeks have more news to discuss than others. But I thought we had some fun topics. I woke up this morning. I didn't get to do a lot of show prep last night because we didn't get into almost midnight from going to Crochel's. It was a wait, and it is what it is. I had a great time. Highly recommend y'all going to eating at Crochel's one last time. If you're not going to go and participate with any of our sponsors, don't regret missing one last memory at Crochel's. But I text Chip this morning. I said, hey, we've had a lot of people asking me and you to do a show talking about bars and restaurants and stuff. So y'all's wish was my command. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a great Valentine's weekend out there. Thank you to all of y'all who tune in and take part in this live stream every day. It means the world to me that we built this little cool community there. And y'all don't know how grateful I am. Y'all allow me to kind of live my dream and pursue this every day. So I try my best to give y'all my best every day. Some days I fall a little short, but it's not from a lack of effort. That I can assure you. But sometimes we have to call an audible, so to say. And we called an audible day. We did Chip, then we did Sean talking about sports and a little dabble into the Epstein because I know some of y'all really enjoy that content. And then we closed out with some stuff here on statewide politics. I don't know that you're going to get that variety on any other show in this state, maybe this country. So you just never know. Try to keep it fresh, man. Y'all be blessed. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And have a good time. We'll see y'all back Monday, 7 a.m.